Albuquerque has been trying for decades to revitalize downtown, but still there are many vacant properties along Central.
Target 7 discovered a new strategy. A newly elected official is trying to turn that around, but some say he is overstepping. Here's John Cardinelli.
You see them all over downtown. Vacant building after vacant building after vacant building.
Vacant properties really are a nuisance to their area.
Many of them are owned by out-of-town investors who other property owners like Doug Peterson say have done very little to get tenants.
It's been decades. It's been generations of owners who have done nothing.
Newly elected Bernalillo County Assessor Damian Lara is trying to do something about all of these vacant buildings.
We're trying to revitalize and beautify downtown to allow property owners to take pride in their buildings and to incentivize more investment in the downtown area.
Lara determines how much a property is worth, and homeowners and businesses pay taxes off that value. Every 9 years, the elected assessor comes out with a plan like this one on how to do that. Under Lara's plan, he's been targeting abandoned buildings and increasing the value, forcing the owners to pay more taxes. Lara says he's valuing the properties based on if they were fixed up.
So looking at them through the best and highest use, we increased valuations for a number of properties across Bernalillo County, but most of them in the downtown area.
Target 7 combed through tax records and found the owners of many vacant buildings are facing as much as a 9% hike. These two buildings used to host an Asian restaurant and a weekly newspaper. This is what they looked like in 2018. And this is what they look like now, covered with graffiti. The newspaper property was worth around $197,000 6 years ago. It's now valued at $215,000. And the restaurant went up to $229,000 from $209,000.
It provides an incentive for the property owner to rehabilitate that property, make it an income-producing property, or to sell it to somebody else who's going to start a new business there.
Here are some of the other buildings that are facing an increase in their value. This Indian market looked like this in 2019 before it went out of business. This is it today. Lara says it's now worth $38,000 more. This vacant building saw a $36,000 hike, and this one went up about $7,000.
But it is tough because when someone has a property, they should generally be able to do with it what they want, and one of those things might be doing nothing with it. I respectfully think it might be out of the assessor's wheelhouse to get into increasing values on properties because they're vacant.
Peterson, who is the largest downtown property owner, isn't confident Lara's strategy will work.
The reality is, if somebody is wealthy enough to let a property sit vacant for 20 or 30 years when everyone around them is developing something, then it's someone who is not hurting for the money anyway.
Paul Gessing of the taxpayer watchdog group Rio Grande Foundation says he's never heard of a strategy like this before.
That's all well and good if it works, but there's a lot of potential problems with this strategy. And there's also questions of fairness.
Lara says he has the legal authority to do it, and he's doing his part to clean up downtown.
I don't steer the ship, but I can decide how much coal and how fast to put into that sort of burner to make that steamship move in the direction that the governor and the state legislature wants us to move in.
We looked at properties that do have tenants, like the buildings that host the 505 Food Hall and the NYPD Pizza Company, and many of them are also facing a 9% hike in their value. For Target 7, I'm John Cardinelli.
Including newer buildings, the overall value of residential and commercial properties in the county have increased by 39% in the past 9 years.